All right, so let's see if we can do one of these, maybe that doesn't take 10 minutes long. So setup-wise, you're doing pretty good. I think one of the things we need to work on here is what happens from address to the takeaway position. So I'm gonna turn my camera on so you can see this. But basically, what you've got is from P1 here at address to P2, the club works its way in. Specifically, the club head works its way in. The forearms roll a little bit, and your trail arm goes from bent to straight to bent. So what I mean by that is, from this position here, you start with a little bit of bend in your trail arm, and then both arms get straight. The club moves in and works its way in, and now you're gonna get kind of excessively deep, and your arm's gonna stay really, really low. It's not a bad way to swing the golf club. It's just you've got so much around. By the time you get to the top of your backswing, your wrists are going to start to bend and flex. The club's going to overload there at P4. You're going to see here in a second. Let me zoom in and show you that. Let's move you a little bit. Here we go. So again, really, really flat. The shaft is pitched really, really flat at that point. There's not a lot of height to the golf club. And there's not quite the top, but here comes the top, where your arms flex and your wrists flex even more, and that club gets way across the line, way past parallel. So you're flat to over rotated and even more across the line at the top. Here's the solution, I think, without even looking at the downswing. What I think we need to do is we're going to give you a specific takeaway drill and a feel that should help facilitate a slightly more, I don't want to say more upright swing, but a swing that's going to have the shaft pitched more up in the air. So from address to P2, where the club is parallel to the ground, right at this point, I want you to feel like you push down on the bottom part of your left hand and push down on the butt end of the club. So it's going to feel like when you push down, the club's going to go up. We're trying to avoid getting the club more in and rolled. So I want you to feel like you push down on it. It's going to feel like the club is way outside your hands at this point. I don't know if you're actually going to get the club outside your hands, but this is probably where it needs to be, or at least feel. So you're going to take some backswings, and you're going to press down on the butt end of the club. You're going to see from my picture here, the shaft gets more up in the air. And from here, now you can start to begin to feel like your arms pronate or roll behind you to create more of a laid off appearance. I can't have you laid off here and then try and get height by just extending your spine and raising your arms up. I need the left hand to push more down, get the club up, and then let them go in this direction. So now you've got a little bit of height. So when you come back down, you can actually come down from the inside properly. So again, biggest concern was in and around, arms would roll, flat to flat, and then you'd have to make some convoluted motion and bring the club back down. Instead, we're gonna go push down on the butt end of the club. Almost feel like the butt end of the club is going to point at your left heel at the takeaway position, way up in the air. And from here, now you can start to get the arms to move more in this direction instead of staying really low and flat around you.